Steve,
Yes, sir.
we're live, brother.
All right.
Ready to rock and roll?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father to seven, and the creator of what is going to be the #1 most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? I hope you are doing well, man. Today is, what is today? Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Today is Thursday, June 6, 2019. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, June 6, 2019. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most of this incredible day. Fair enough? Let's make the absolute most of this incredible day. You down with that, Steve?
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
I'm going to slide you over just a little bit. Get in here with me more. I don't want you cut off over there.
All right.
Awesome. Awesome. Dude, it's supposed to be 81 degrees today.
Perfect day.
It's going to be a
For
perfect
what we
day.
got going on.
Yes. Can't beat it, right? It's going to be 81 degrees today here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm not sure what the temperature is going to be like where you're at, but I hope it's going to be spectacular. We're supposed to be just a little bit overcast, which is cool. Maybe a sprinkle or two.
Yeah.
We can handle that, right?
Don't want to get too sunburnt.
Right. Don't want to get too sunburned, which is good. Yesterday, my wife, my family, all of us, we came down here to Nashville, Tennessee to visit my good friend here, Steve Brewster. So we came down and we spent some time at the pool, which was awesome. Steve's got this beautiful pool here at his massive 9,500 square foot house, which is beautiful. We spent some time here at the pool. Then we went out on the boat, which was amazing. Went out on the boat, and Meredith just absolutely was terrified at first.
Yeah.
And then she came through and was super excited and had a beautiful time out on the boat. I had to capture this picture right here, and I think that you might appreciate it. We've got my man Steve Brewster. We've got the sunset. We've got the lake. We've got the boat. And we got the Rise and Grind t-shirt rocking down here in Nashville. So that was an awesome moment. So we spent some time at the pool, spent some time at the boat, or on the boat, and then we also spent some time at the end of the night eating some s'mores. We had s'mores, we had chocolate, we had graham crackers. They had the bonfire going, and the kids absolutely loved it. So we did the s'mores. It was a fantastic afternoon with the Mills family. We had, I just got a bug in my eyeball. We had a fantastic afternoon. We had the Mills family here, Isaiah Mills and his family, and of course Brewster. And it was just awesome, man. So I was thinking, okay, I got to do my show this morning, and here I am at Steve Brewster's house, and we're having this beautiful time. I'm like, I've got to bring Steve on the show. Like, Steve has got to come on the show with me, because for those of you that don't know, Steve is brilliant. He's super brilliant, but he's also a super... He's brilliant, he's super kind, and he's an incredible inspiration because he built his own company from the ground up. He built it over the last 29 years?
Yes, 28.
Roughly 28.
Yeah,
over the last 28 years, he built his company from just him on a corner lot by himself to basically an empire that he just sold recently to create a pretty amazing life for him and his family and for all of the people around him that he touches. So I thought, how can I have a show at Steve's house without Steve? That would be crazy. So I thought, Steve, let's wake up together at 3 a.m.
There you go. Fun.
Let's get up together at 3 because I'm on Central Time, so it's actually 4:30 in the morning right here, right now. But we're like, let's get together at 3, and we'll do it right here from the back porch of this beautiful, beautiful home. So that's what we're going to do. But before we go, and I have a competition that you don't even know about yet.
Let's hear.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have a competition. I can't tell you yet.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you in a minute. But we're going to have a little competition that you guys are going to really enjoy. But before we go too far, you know what we got to do. Steve, are you a good dancer?
No, sir. That's one thing I'm not too good at. No rhythm here. Zero.
No, he says no rhythm or no dancing. But for those of you that know, and those of you that don't know, this is the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. We need you to hit that share button because I believe if we could change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. And sometimes all it takes to do that is for you to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I'm going to say good morning to you. You say good morning to me. Whether you're watching live or you're watching on replay, you say what's up, and I'll say what's up. Fair enough? Steve, you want to say good morning to some people?
Yes, sir.
Can you see him?
Yeah, let's see here. Good morning, Melvin Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I'm not awake yet. Janelle, I know that name. Samuel.
Jimenez.
Yeah. Don Sankey, I can say that. Marcus Stone, I know Marcus Stone. Good morning, Marcus Stone. Eric Burns, Jeff Baker, Susan Rose.
There you go.
There you go.
Whitney Wells is up in here. What's up, Zach Doyle? Long time no see. Terry LaPierre. See, it's not as easy as it looks on this side, right? You got to run through them, try to pronounce them right. What's up, Eric Burns? How you doing, Kurt Campbell? Daniel Fitzgerald, how are you, sir? Great to see you. Pam Biddle's in here. Scott Holbert's up in here. Blaine Price, Sean Weatherby. I love it. Everybody's up in here on hashtag Rise and Grind. You know Leanne Ryan-Smith. She's up in here. My man Mike Brockway. We got Brad Smith. Everybody's in here on this incredible Thursday morning here on hashtag Rise and Grind. Steve, I don't know if you know this or not. I thought I had a little thing for it. I guess I don't, a little image. But I wrote a book recently called The Morning Five.
Yes, sir.
Have you had a chance to download that?
Yes, I have downloaded.
Have downloaded. Haven't read it yet.
No.
All right, we got to get you to read. You're a morning guy anyway.
I'm a
though.
morning guy anyway.
You don't need a whole lot of help with
Pretty
that.
good. I'm pretty good at this. Had a lot of experience.
All right, this is kind of your thing. But for those of you that didn't know, I wrote a book called The Morning Five, which breaks down the 5 simple steps to an extraordinary life first thing in the morning, which this guy right here will tell you morning routine is key, right?
Key, absolute.
What's yours look like most of the time?
4:30ish. Eat. Just get ready for the day. I've always got ready early. Got ready for the day, and I traveled. I always had to travel a lot, and I would hit the road pretty quick and be on my way. So.
Yeah, your wife was talking yesterday. She was talking about her memories of where. I've never seen that take that before. Her memories, but of you guys getting up, 3 o'clock in the morning, heading to Georgia, Atlanta, hitting all these different options. But the morning is such a powerful, powerful part of the day. So for those of you that haven't got it, I wrote a book, The Morning Five, 5 Simple Steps to an Extraordinary Life. You can get that book for 100% completely free at themorning5.com. That breaks down the power of a morning routine. I've studied a lot of successful people like my man right here, and the morning routine seems to be the key component that every single one of them has in common. So make sure you check that out if you haven't done so already. Also, where's that video? There it is right there. Hey, check this out. This is Steve Brewster. I've got Steve Brewster live, and I got Steve Brewster on video. Check this out.
Hey, this is Steve Brewster. Nashville, Tennessee is my hometown, where I've been in the automotive business for 29 years and happily married for 23. What if your business was making more money? What if your business was making a difference? What if I told you there's more inside of you that God wants to pull out? There is a method to the madness, a passion that produces, a hustle that's humble. On August 16th and 17th, Grow Your Business for God's Sake. Myself and other successful business owners, leaders, entrepreneurs want to pour into you and your business to show you the way to expand your resources and leave a mark. You can grow to be generous. You can live to leave a legacy. Join us at Grow Your Business for God's Sake to grow yourself, grow your business, and grow the kingdom.
That's what I'm talking about. If you haven't got your tickets yet to Grow Your Business for God's Sake down here in Nashville, Tennessee, you need to do that. Steve, what do you think about this Grow Your Business for God's Sake thing?
I love it. I love it. It's going to be good. It's going to do exactly what it says. The thing that I want to tell there is what that worked for me. It's about, I can say it because it happened for me. I did it over years and years, and just it'll teach you a little bit about giving back, helping others, and just the awesome way that makes you feel. And it just makes you feel wonderful. It's just incredible.
Yeah, when you do it for all of the right reasons,
Yes.
right? Like
Yes.
It's okay to grow your business into multi-million-dollar company. It's okay to do all of those things as long as we're doing it for the right reasons, right?
Yes.
We're not idolizing the money. We're actually enjoying the things that we can do with the money, the people we can help.
with other people.
That's right.
That's just like us here, and what we do at this house, and what I've always loved to do is to just share, to help others. It's just the most rewarding thing. It's just a rewarding feeling. And the other thing, 100% believer in, if you do it, it comes back. It just happens. It's incredible. It's amazing what it's done for me, and what listening to when you get that little word that says, you walk by and it says, hey, that guy, just do something. We all get those feelings. We all get that urge. Act on the urge.
Right.
That's
right.
it. People, the only difference is you have to just act on the urge. I've never approached someone or tried to help someone and them turn you down or look at you weird or say
Right.
anything.
Right.
It works.
Even though our brain tells us,
Yes, that
oh,
they're
don't
wrong,
do
they
it, you
don't
might
need it,
embarrass
yeah.
them or whatever, right? We
Or
try to
even
tell-
worse than that, the worst thing ever that holds people back is when you say, well, they may not need it, or they may not want it, or
Right.
they may not, you just kind of just don't talk yourself out of it. Just do it.
Just do it. Just take action. And you've done things like build a CrossFit gym that
Yes,
you
sir.
allowed everyone to use without any fees. You built a place for children with disabilities to be able to
Yes.
come together on the weekends. There was one year where you gave away like 12 cars, right? A car every week to you gave one to a janitor and teachers and people within the school. So you walk the walk. You're always giving back in different ways, and yet at the same time you got this massive house, brother.
And I'm not that smart, so there's got to be God is in that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
folks. I mean, underdog right here all the way, and that's what I want to do. I want to help other people like me that didn't, the underdog, the people that need the help, the people that haven't been mentored, that wasn't as blessed as I was to have a super mentor when I was a kid.
Right.
Some people didn't have that. That gave me an advantage. I had a super all-star mentor when I was a kid. And he showed, and by the time I got of age, I thought it was normal. You was supposed to, he gave me that confidence.
Right. He just instilled it in
Yes.
you. That's the power of a great mentor and a power of association, right?
Yes.
Making sure that every person that you're around is feeding into you or fueling you in some way, shape, or form. Now, I want to dive in a little bit deeper real quick, Steve, because we've talked multiple times now. You had to grind it out. And we got a lot of guys and girls that are in here right now that they're grinding, man. They're in the automotive industry or wherever, and they're grinding. And you had to make some sacrifices along the way, right?
Yes, sir.
We've talked about that. Lots of hours, time away from kids, things like that.
Yes, sir.
You had to do those things for a lot of years. Let me ask you this, though. Now that looking back, okay, with technology that we have today, the way that things have been modernized, do you think it was required that you put in all of that time, effort, and energy, or is there a better way now that you go, if I would have known then what I know now, I could have still got to this level and maybe did it a little different? Or do you think it's required?
There's probably, looking back over 28 years, there's probably a little different, there's 2 or 3 things maybe took a shortcut, but the hard work, this right here before daylight, is an absolute must.
Mm-hmm.
You must do this. It did, for Steve Brewster, it was a must because that was just my way. That was my path. And I knew, and for you people out there that are in that grind, that are going, that may think you're stuck today, may think you're not gaining any ground, just hold on, get focused, and just hold on, and it's just a matter of time till you get that breakthrough.
Right.
You just have to keep pushing. You have to keep believing, and that breakthrough's coming.
Yeah, trust the process.
Yes,
right?
but you have to be all in. You have to just go.
And that's what we talked about yesterday as we were coming off the boat. You were talking about how it's required to have that belief, even when it doesn't look like you're going to win, it doesn't look like it's going to work.
Yes.
If you allow even just a little bit of that to creep into here, you're done. right? You got to wash that stuff out and just believe no matter what. Even if you're under right now, even if you're broke right now, even if things don't look perfect, if it's your passion and you truly believe, you just stay with it.
Just stay with. I was broke perhaps for at least 10 years, but you just got to go. You just got to hold on. You just got to keep going.
Right.
And it pulls through.
Well, it worked out, and the sun is starting to come up, and hopefully by the end of the show, you guys will be able to see we are sitting right next to this big, beautiful infinity pool. You've got the fire pits back there, and you've got the lake, which we were out on the lake yesterday, and so you've built something truly beautiful. He's got an incredible family. His wife's amazing. His kids. Dude, Sammy. That girl, Sammy of yours, she's amazing, man.
Yeah. She loves those kids. She's good with them.
We imagine we showed up. The Lundys showed up at your house and just started dropping babies everywhere, right? 9-year-old over here, 7-year-old over here, 5-year-old, 3-year-old, 2-year-old. We just dropped babies all on the Brewster's house, and they were amazing, man. I had Steve over there with Meredith, and they see you and Meredith seem to sync up real quick. And then Sammy running around with all the kids. It's just been really special, and we're going to spend more time here today, so I'm super excited about that. But so the sacrifices, there may be some shortcuts, maybe a little bit better ways, but ultimately it's this morning time, right? Like
the morning time to get up, to get going, to give you. It always worked for me, just like Glenn was saying to me. It's just a mind control. You get up, you get going, and I always thought that gave me an advantage.
Yeah.
I always thought, and that's what I convinced myself of anyway, that I'm up early, I got an advantage, I'm going. Most everybody else is still asleep.
Yeah.
And if you do that day after day after day after day, and you turn that into a lifestyle, that leads to this. And that leads to something else, and it just gets bigger, and it works. It turns you into a totally different person. When you believe you're up, when you believe you're getting things done that other people, it's not. Over years, over time, it gives you confidence.
Yeah.
It just gives you a belief.
And it starts to just add up.
Yes.
It compounds, right? It
Yes,
just
sir.
starts to add up over and over and over and over. Man, listen, Steve, you got this big, beautiful place. We got the pool. You've done well. You built an empire. You sold 300 cars in a couple hours just the other day, didn't you?
Yesterday, yes, sir.
Yesterday, 300 cars, couple hours. You've done amazing things. But when I went to bed last night, I noticed that you were in the kitchen hand washing all the dishes. Like, is that normal?
It's normal today. It's normal in the last couple of years. I went through a period there that it probably wasn't normal, but now it is. You have, my home life, my wife, my kids, my home, to try to get that balance is very important. That's why, that's what you want. You want that balance, and that's what I do. I work daily on.
Right. So I know you have some people that kind of help clean. You could have anything that you want, but yet you're still serving your wife, your family, us.
Yeah.
And I just found that really impressive. Everyone else is going to bed, and Steve's in there like,
Yeah, that's what I can do. I'm good with that. I don't mind that. I don't know what it is about washing dishes. I don't like to really wash clothes, but dishes, it's just doesn't take a lot of.
Well, I think it symbolizes a lot more, because as I continue to study success and get around and meet more wonderful humans like yourself, I notice that service is foremost, like always utmost important, and you're willing to do whatever. If that means scrubbing the dishes, you scrub the dishes, right? Whatever you got to do.
And that's why you want to work hard. That's why, for myself, that's why you want to work hard. You want to do more. You want to get in a position where you can serve, where you can help, where it's not all about the day-to-day grind.
Right.
But if you can get going, then you can help. That's the most beautiful thing about what I have going on right now, is just like yesterday, just taking the time now to help others, to do this, it's wonderful.
That's awesome, man. I was talking to your wife yesterday about your retirement,
Yeah.
asking her how she enjoyed it, because sometimes you can be like, you're a couple, you've been grinding, you've been going at it for a really long time, and then you retire, and now you're together, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't know. I like this so much. So I asked her, and she said she absolutely loves it. She's really enjoying it. How are you? How is it for you? How's it going doing this? Going from grinding from 3 a.m. till whenever, which I know you're still getting up early, but how is the retirement doing mentally?
Mentally, it's very good, because I think I've done my old job for the reason that I was called to make a change. I think I was, and just I don't not brag, but I was really good at selling wholesaling cars. And that day came when I just thought, I have another purpose. I need to move on from this. There's other things for me to do.
Yeah.
Just like to help, just like to do that stuff. It's a different mindset.
I definitely understand. Like, there comes a point where right?
Yes.
You're like, okay, this season's over. This season's done. And some people, I think, get stuck right there because they're afraid.
Right.
They're afraid of what's next. So they're like, I know that I'm done here, but I'm scared to go here, and they get stuck there. Like, I felt it this past October.
Yes.
I was like, I'm done with this season of my life. And I remember flashing in my head, if I don't do something about this right now, I'm going to be here another 10 years. And I didn't want that. I knew there was something more. So I totally get it. You get that pull. You get that tug. Well, I want to do two things before we wrap up. I want to share... will you share what are the two major things that your entire career, that you learned, that you would say, okay, hey, you're sitting down with 20-year-old Steve.
Right.
Okay. Let's pretend you're sitting there with 20-year-old Steve, and you're going to give 20-year-old Steve two tips to help him end up here, but maybe even shorten the gap that it takes to get here. What are maybe two business tips or life tips that you would share with him?
I guess one big one that helped me is when you find your passion, when you find you're something good at, then find people find the right people, get next to the people of influence, and it's a strategy to get there. When you have people like that can help you, you have to be super respectful. You have to you have to be the hardest. I wanted to be the hardest working guy in front of those influential people. I was the hardest working guy around.
Right.
I was the most honest person around. I kept my word even when it hurt, even when it cost, even at all cost. It's just to get around those people, to make a big presence, and that's kind of gets you on that lifestyle,
right?
And
right.
Just the focus, and the other thing that I had, just the focus, and everybody says discipline, but I consider myself that I was super disciplined, just in the small stuff. Just start off in the small stuff and work your way up,
Just stay. So as far as discipline, just doing it, whether you feel like it, you don't feel like it.
Yeah,
just do it.
Yeah, and just take pride in yourself. Take pride in making yourself. I always wanted, for some reason, and I know I've always had this gut feeling that tells me to go, that you're supposed to do this, that God pushes me in this way that you're going to be good. Just go, but just believe in yourself. Get you a plan and stick to it. But like you said earlier, you have to take action.
That's right.
There's people sitting on $1 million ideas right now out there that will not take action.
Fear.
Yes, you can't just can't be scared. Can't be scared.
Can't be scared. All right, we're gonna finish up on a couple. So I was thinking you read or have learned, and you have different quotes that pop into your head or different thoughts, and I thought maybe we could fire a couple of those off for them today, so we can just end with some massive value. So you just used the word fear, for example. So fear, one of my favorite quotes is, fear is actually false evidence appearing real.
Whoa.
You ever hear that before?
Yes, sir, I've heard
False evidence appearing real. I remember the first time I heard that, I think, was Les Brown. My man Les Brown was talking about that and how much truth there is in that, right? It typically isn't real. Like Meredith when I first got her in your pool, when I first got her in the water and I went to tilt her back, she's wearing a life jacket. She ain't going nowhere, right? But just tilting her back a little bit instilled, like, she was just scared, this fear. But there was nothing to be fearful of. And I think that we do that as human beings all of the time, is we set our minds out to be afraid of things that don't exist.
Right.
Like, there's no fear there. It's like, it's okay. You just got to get out there and take advantage of it. So I love that one. What's maybe a quote that you love that hits you all the time?
Just one, I guess one that I would say to myself a lot, and is just leaders must lead. You know, that was just my way of putting pressure on myself, trying to keep my focus going, is just leaders must lead, just to not get complacent, just to keep going, to keep that desire, to keep moving, and to keep working with the other people, to keep training the other people, and just go. Leaders must lead.
I love that, man. Leaders must lead. So true.
Yes, sir.
So true. If you're called to lead, we must do it, because so many people suffer if we don't. Right? That's another one that I love. Danelle Delgado. Who loses if you don't win? That one resonates with me big time. I think about that. I probably think about that 3 or 4 times a day right now. As I'm going through this transition into business ownership, entrepreneurship, all of these different things, you know, I think, okay, if I don't get through, you know, if I don't get a sponsor today, if I don't get these tickets sold, if I don't put in the 12 hours today, that for me, my 12 hours is now 3:50 a.m. till about 3:50 p.m. It's a different 12 hours,
Yeah,
right? It used to be 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Now I've just moved it back so I can be home for dinner. But I think about those things like, who loses if I don't win? Well, my kids are going to lose. My wife is going to lose. My rising grinders are going to lose. My man Josh, he's going to lose, right? Brewster's going to lose. All these people are going to lose if I don't win. And so that's a powerful one for me from Danelle Delgado that just resonates in my brain and keeps me grinding every day. What about you? You got any more?
Just this is pretty simple, but this alone will make a huge difference and make a lot of you understand yourself better. Just be different. There was one thing that I got brave enough to do, years and years ago. I did stuff through my whole career that people haven't done before, that it didn't work, that they said it wouldn't work,
Right.
that you wasn't supposed to do. You know, be brave enough to be that guy that doesn't get caught up in the wish-wash at work and talking about this and talking about the scuttle and talking about whatever. Be the guy over here. Be the guy that's working. Be the guy that peels off. Be the guy that everybody else wants to point at a little bit.
That's right.
You know,
You're right,
have
man.
the gut, have the drive enough to be that guy. If you be that guy and you stick to it, it will separate. You have to separate.
No doubt.
If you have to separate and get focused and move on.
Man, you're so right about that. When I first walked into the dealership, Dan Cummins.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
When I first walked into Paris, Kentucky, population 9,600, my skin was a little darker than most, and I was the only dude in a tie because they were wearing Carhartts and they were just old school.
That's right.
They were old school, lawn chair furniture and all that good stuff in the showroom. And I remember at first, it's funny, as soon as you said that, be different, I was the only one in a tie, and I had one of the old timers, Ollie Taylor, which I love Ollie Taylor now, but he came up to me, he said, boy, he said, boy, you better stop wearing that tie around here or else we're going to hang you with it. That's what he told me.
Might become a habit on the tie.
Right,
They
yeah,
didn't
but
want a tie.
they didn't want a tie. But you know what? I wore it anyway. I wore it every single day. And I went out there and I busted my butt every single day. And I outsold everybody in the dealership every single month. And
Right.
it wasn't long before I was a sales manager and a general sales manager, general manager. So being different is huge. Being different's important. And I just saw, Lisa Copeland's on here right now. I just saw her name pop up somewhere. There she is. She said, I feel you. So Lisa Copeland's on here. She's got a good one too with crushing mediocrity.
Absolutely.
I love that, man. Like that is a strong Very, very, very strong statement. Crushing mediocrity, because crushing is an action, right? Like we actually have to go do it versus just saying don't be mediocre. Like crush mediocrity. Go after the average, the normal, what everybody else is doing. Let's go out there and crush it. Be exceptional, right? Be the guy that wakes up before everybody else.
Take pride in it.
That's right. Take pride in it. Be the one that does all the disciplines, the things that he doesn't want to do. Be different. Be the leader. Take the chances. Don't be afraid. Crush it, right?
Absolutely.
I love it, man. What else? You got any more for him? You want to drop any more bombs on him this morning?
No, that's it for me. Just, and just believe in yourself. Just have confidence and just believe in yourself, and it's a mindset,
It's all right here, man.
Yep.
It's all right here. And that's why the morning routine, look at my hair. Now that the light's starting to come
There
up.
you go.
You didn't even tell me, Steve. Golly. But no, it's all right here. And that is why I believe, from everything that I've seen, I've studied, and understood, the main reason a powerful morning routine is so effective is because it tunes this up. It's like an oil change for the brain every day, right? Like it's a reset. Okay, all this stuff happened yesterday. Let's reset today. Let's go to a place of gratitude. Let's go to a place of thanks. Let's know where we're at. Let's get grounded. Let's point ourselves in the right direction, and let's do it before everybody else wakes up, right?
Right.
I think it was it yesterday? I was talking to someone. I had a podcast, so it must have been 2 days ago. But I had a podcast. I was like, it was 7:30 in the morning, and I was like, okay, it's 7:30. I've been up. I've done some training. I've done my gratitude. I've done my goals. I've taken care of the physical. I've told my wife how much I love her. I've been in the car. I've listened to the audio book. I've done all this stuff, and it's only 7:30.
Nobody else is up.
Everybody else is just now
There
rolling
you
to
go.
bed. I had a 4-hour head start
That's
on the
awesome.
rest of the world. Like
If you do that every day, that's all you got to do.
That's it.
Every day.
You can't
You'll
lose.
You'll be amazed what happens.
That's right. It is amazing. I agree 100%. Dude, appreciate you being on the show with me.
It's anytime. I love it. I love hashtag Rise and Grind. I love it. Love Glenn. I love the direction that you're. I love what we're doing.
It's
I love
awesome.
being a part of it.
Thanks, my man. And I'm excited. If you guys want to get to know Steve Brewster better, you'll be able to see him here in Nashville at Grow Your Business for God's Sake, August 16th and 17th. So make sure you go get your tickets at growforgod.com. That sun is coming up, man. I'm starting to see it. They're starting to see it. Do you think I can pick this up? Oh, it's starting to come in. Oh, look, I'm knocking stuff over. Look, if I haven't told you yet today, I need you to understand something. The reason that I pour into this and you the way that I do, and the reason guys like Steve get on board and are into this, is because we want you to understand two things. One, we want you to know that you can do it, man. You can do it, right, Steve?
Yes, if I can do it, anybody can. I mean,
There's
I know you've
nothing
heard that
super
before.
special about
no,
you or me,
absolutely
right?
not. I'm not sure about you, but myself, there's nothing super special. Just focused.
Yeah, you you can do it. And I want you to know that this morning. You can do it. And I also want you to know that you, my friend, are a child of God, right? The God of the universe, the one who made everything, including this beautiful lake that is starting to pop up on the scene right back here. We're going to spend the day out there. But the same God that made that, he made you to be the absolute best version of yourself that you could possibly be. Best version, not an average version, not a mediocre version. We're going to crush mediocrity, right? But the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And I know you're starting to make some good decisions. You're starting to rise a little bit earlier. You're watching hashtag Rise and Grind. You're following great leaders and mentors like this guy right here. You're surrounding yourself with the right people. I know you're making those moves. And I want to encourage you today that all of those decisions you're making, they're making an impact. They're making an impact on your friends, on your family members. They've made a massive impact on me. And I, for one, absolutely love you for it. I do. Absolutely stinking love you. Steve, you love these guys?
Yes, absolutely.
I know
Sure
you do, man. I know you do. Steve's one of the most passionate, heartfelt dudes in the world, man. So go out there today, and crush it. Crush it. Be fearless. Be different. Have what Steve calls the humble hustle, right? There's a humble hustle. Be humble. Be fearless, be different, be confident, lead, and go out there and crush it today. If you need more videos, you can go to GlennLundy.com. If you need some Rise and Grind gear, you can go to GlennLundy.com. But most importantly, will you do me a favor? Will you please come back again tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m.? We're going to do this all over again on hashtag
Rise and Grind.
Yes, sir. Nailed it. Love it. Let's go. You guys need some outro music. Yes, they love the outro music. There we go.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. Hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation, feeling so divine. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind, hashtag rise and grind, grind, grind. 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 Hashtag rise and grind. First thing on my mind, early in the morning time. Daily motivation, feeling so divine. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind. Hashtag rise and grind. Don't stop, get it, get it. Hashtag rise and grind. Don't stop, get it, get it. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind. Waking up the nation, hashtag rise and grind. Good morning. On my feet before the sunrise, stepped into my greatness.